Hi, Brett. It's Jeff, and it's kind of a cold evening here in December in the Paris area, and I was driving around my car to go do a couple things, and I decided that rather than do this in the car, because I had this idea, and if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to stop at McDonald's, get a cup of coffee, and do a live video. Well, it's not quite live. I'm actually recording it, and I'm going to go ahead and post afterwards, but I'm not going to edit it very much. Probably won't edit it at all. But I just want to kind of do this. Um, so the topic that I kind of want to deal with right now is I put a couple years back, 2014. We're in 2021 right now, and in 2014 I did a talk at the University of Gdansk in Poland about the kind of the 10 values to be able to be a successful translator, but can apply to any job. Okay? And then what I did is I made a recent vlog. It is a video blog um, about those 10 key values kind of in a shorter way. Okay. And I didn't tell the jokes and do all those other stuff. And it wasn't as time pressed either. But I did a little bit shorter version. And one of the key values that I talked about was learning to say no more than say yes. Uh, Now, I've talked with some people since in the past week or so, and he said, "Yeah, but you can't really always say no because you're going to, you'd be seen as a negative person and stuff." Okay, I want to qualify what do I mean by saying no. No does not always mean say no. It means to renegotiate things. So, learning to say no more than say yes, what that means is if you define the scope of a project, okay, you get the scope, in scope, out of scope stuff. You kind of define what you're going to do. Unless you're doing a completely continuous delivery agile stuff and there's no scope, but usually you're supposed to kind of work on the scope as you're going in and readjust your scope, okay? Um, but if you define what you're supposed to do, and then new requirements come in, okay, that's called feature creeping, right? That's what we know in software as feature creeping. And we can call it scope creeping, whatever we want to call this. There are kind of different approaches to say that. You can say no completely, or you can say, okay, what do we want to sacrifice in the existing set of requirements and prioritization? What do you want to sacrifice among those so that we can actually take the same amount of time or effort or what you want money and take the new incoming need and replace that and kind of exchange it. Or say we need to prolong the date, we extend the date for the delivery because we can't all do this in the time delivered to be able to add this kind of stuff, especially in multiple examples of this, several examples of it. Uh, so you can do sacrificing some things, reprioritization. You can do rescoping, or you can do um, or exchange, or delete, or whatever. Okay, or extend your project timeline. There are lots of different options to all this, but all this comes down to just learning to say no more than say yes. Okay, that's what comes down to it, because a lot of people just say yes, 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 and in the end, you can't even keep track of what the original budget was supposed to cover, because it all gets mixed up. To tell you the truth, it gets just really mixed up, and you can't track it. And then you don't know what you're actually doing. And then you don't know how much the allocation of the part of the budget that you actually had done is actually for the stuff that had been, that the original statement of work had actually covered, because you other things started getting added in, and then it's just a total mess. And at the end, you can't keep the track because you know what your done criteria are, the stuff for every single little point. And you added all these 5 to 10 extra things that are in the, and you just don't know what it is anymore. And that's just bad project management, folks. Just bad project management. Okay. Um, so what I'm saying here is that uh, when you're working on projects, you just need to have people that are doing the project management. Okay. Gotta have people doing the project management and getting the scope of things clear. Um, and just not saying yes to everything. And don't say yes to everything, okay? Don't say yes because you've got customers and stuff. Don't think that you have to say no. Yes, they will actually respect you when you say no, because you're standing up to them saying no, that's not possible, or it's not possible with the money you're providing, not profession, the time you're allowing for it to do it, the resources you're making available or you want to do for this kind of stuff, for the resources that are available for the capacity of the project, da da da. Okay, people will actually respect you for saying no, and it's okay. Um, and I'm glad that I actually learned this early in my career with a few examples, and I'm not going to go through those, but I just learned that it was more important to learn to say no. Um, that allows me to work on things and get things done rather than trying to get it. kind of do things half, you know what the word is for that, okay? Half aid. Um, and I don't like doing half stuff, half baked stuff, uh, because it just ruins your reputation, okay? The whole goal of all of us in this entire industry is to, you know, be proud of the quality of your doing, and the quality can have different levels. And I've got another video about quality. Go watch that about the quality. But you want to be proud of what you're delivering, okay? Whatever the level of quality and expectations are, and you got to set those. But you want to be proud of it. And if you're not proud of it, then you won't want to talk about it. I mean, there are some things I've actually done. I'll tell you, there have actually been things I've delivered in my career that I will not put in my LinkedIn profile. I won't even mention it because I'm not proud of it. Okay, I'm proud of it. Um, but I want to be proud of everything I'm doing and what I'm involved in, and I want it to show that, hey, what I did added value. Okay, and I don't want to show the things that had really no value. Okay, it just was a kind of waste of my time. Um, and we are all that way. Okay, we all do aspire to deliver the best we can, and so this whole thing is making sure that you are managing your projects with the time and the expectations that are there. And when those things starts creeping in, when the scope creep comes in, learn to say no more than you say yes. That's what I meant about that value. Okay. So any questions? Come ask me. You know, all I'm here to answer. Thanks so much. Thanks for your feedback.